All right, I'm the Flat Rate Master, and today we're talking rust in the South. All right, so every time I do a post about flat rate, making money on flat rate, I get comments about rust. Oh, if you did it up north, you wouldn't. Yeah. I got a little secret for you. Atlanta is a transient town, and we deal with a lot of rust here because you damn Yankees won't stop coming here. I said it. I mean, I are one too. I'm from Milwaukee, so I'm a damn Yankee because I ain't leaving. I always get the comments about, oh, rust. The torch stays in my bay. When there's rust involved in the shop, I'm involved. And unlike you're getting paid for it most likely. I don't. When any other technician deals with rust, I'm usually there helping for free because I'm not taking anything off that ticket from that technician. I'm just helping them as my position as shop foreman. So I don't directly get paid for dealing with rust unless it's my car. So how about them beans? But in this shop, there's only two people that I will let use the torch, me and Bam Bam. When Bam Bam has rust, I'm still involved, but I'm just helping. He can use the torch himself, but everybody else doesn't have enough experience with it, and a torch can get really expensive really fast, so I'm still training some people on using the torch. But everybody goes, oh, well, rust. This hangs next to my fridge. It's a Georgia tag I use as a shield when I'm using the torch. And as you can see, I burnt through it. Not with the torch, with the liquid hot magma. So yes, I know how to use a torch, and do. I had to drag the torch out yesterday because the car I was working on, because the nuts going from the cat to the downpipe were rusty, really rusty, like as in almost Eric O rusty, not quite that bad. But I was able to get them out and save them, but I get to use the torch a fair bit. Let's go look at a car we've got in the shop right now. All right, so this is a Kia Sportage. And the complaint on it is the engine making a horrible noise. No big deal. This is one of the things we deal with. We don't know what's under the car until we bring it in, put it on a lift. The noise on this one is a failed timing belt tensioner. This actually goes straight from fully extended to fully relaxed as the engine's running, so I'm not going to run it anymore. But as you can see, we got rust. Now when Jesse went to take it apart to verify the noise was coming from behind the timing cover, not the actual engine, he went to take the balancer off, and you pull it back and it popped right back into place. So I get called in. The dowel pin is seized on the balancer. Yeehaw! Well, as you can see, maybe, the cover's off. You know who got that balancer off? This guy. You know who's not getting paid for that? This guy. Jesse was working on another car while I was taking care of this. I got that pin freed up and moving for him while he was making money. I was making nothing. I was making $0. Right there, I'm nothing. I wasn't making a penny. He was, however, making money. Now, on this one, just timing belt tensioner. But let's look at this vehicle. You got, not one of the worst cars we've seen. I mean, it's not Avoca, New York kind of bad, but we got rust. We got rust. Now this is rusty, but it's not the worst we see. We see much more rusty vehicles than this. This is just what I happen to have in the shop right now. You know, right here we got seams coming apart, rust coming out. Oh, look at that, more rust. You want some crappy undercoating? We got arms coming apart. We got rust. We got more rust. Look at that rust. We got it rusting apart right there. Plenty of rust. And we don't have safety inspections here. This frame can be rotted out, and other than telling the customers there's nothing we can do. We can't fail them. They just keep riding. All right, so one of the things I want to talk about is availability of parts. Y'all up in the north, you can get stuff a lot quicker than we can. Camber bolts, arms like these, probably on the shelf, especially if they're, you know, like these, they're probably on the shelf at the dealer. They're not here. I can tell you many times we've had to wait 2-3 days for camber bolts, for control arms like these, because nobody stocks them because they don't rot out here, unless you're from the north and you bring it down south. You know, when you've got this kind of rust, we get to deal with it too. The difference is, we bill for it. I don't know. I mean, I've always had no trouble billing extra for rust. I guess you guys don't bill for rust. I don't know. I've always billed extra for it. There's complications in the job. We warn the customer up front, this is a rusty vehicle. There may be complications. If there is, it's going to be more money. And we've never had a problem with it. I've done it for years. Every shop I've ever worked at when we dealt with rust, if it was something went wrong, we billed more for it. So, I don't know. But I deal with rust all the time, and I don't get paid for it unless it's my car, because I don't take out of that technician's pocket because he's dealing with a rusty car. Now, we might take out of the customer's pocket if it gets extreme, but it's mostly parts than anything else. I hate to tell you this, I deal with rust all the time now. You know, since I moved to this shop, I've had to deal with a lot of rust. Now, do I deal with it every day? Sometimes several times a day. I've had the torch out 3 or 4 different times in one day on 3 or 4 different cars. I know up north that might not seem like that much, but I'm in the south, so, you know, that could tell you we're not all working on just cream puffs here at this shop. Other parts of Georgia may never see this, but we're in Atlanta, in Buckhead, and we deal with rust quite a bit. So I still make money on flat rate. Even not taking any money to my pocket doing it. Think about that. All right, so every time I do a, damn it. Thanks for watching. I am the Flat Rate Master.